important, you know. All little girls should be told they are pretty, even if they aren't. It's not true that I had nothing on. I had the radio on. Beneath the makeup and behind the smile, I am just a girl who wishes for the world. I don't mind living in a man's world, as long as I can be a woman in it. The nicest thing for me is sleep, then at least I can dream. Who said nights were for sleep? You believe lies, so you eventually learn to trust no one but yourself. Keep smiling, because life is a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about. How wrong is it for a woman to expect the man to build the world she wants, rather than to create it herself? We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. I must be a mermaid, Rango. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. Love never dies a natural death. It dies because we don't know how to replenish its source. It dies of blindness and errors and betrayals. It dies of illness and wounds. It dies of weariness, of witherings, of tarnishings. I, with a deeper instinct, choose a man who compels my strength, who makes enormous demands on me, who does not doubt my courage or my toughness, who does not believe me naive or innocent, who has the courage to treat me like a woman. I am lonely, yet not everybody will do. I don't know why. Some people fill the gaps and others emphasize my loneliness. In reality, those who satisfy me are those who simply allow me to live with my idea of them. Reality doesn't impress me. I only believe in intoxication, in ecstasy, and when ordinary life shackles me, I escape, one way or another. No more walls. I hate men who are afraid of women's strength. Luxury is not a necessity to me, but beautiful and good things are. The role of a writer is not to say what we can all say, but what we are unable to say. Throw your dreams into space like a kite, and you do not know what it will bring back. A new life, a new friend, a new love, a new country. There were always in me, two women at least, one woman desperate and bewildered, who felt she was drowning, and another who would leap into a scene, as upon a stage, conceal her true emotions because they were weaknesses, helplessness, despair, and present to the world only a smile, an eagerness, curiosity, enthusiasm, interest. The possession of knowledge does not kill the sense of wonder and mystery. There is always more mystery. If you do not breathe through writing, if you do not cry out in writing, or sing in writing, then don't write, because our culture has no use for it. Atticus told me to delete the adjectives and I'd have the facts. Until I feared I would lose it, I never loved to read. One does not love breathing. People generally see what they look for, and hear what they listen for. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. I think there's just one kind of folks. Attic, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. Until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it. People in their right minds never take pride in their talents. With him, life was routine. Without him, life was unbearable. Real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. Things are always better in the morning. We're paying the highest tribute you can pay a man. We trust him to do right. It's that simple. I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. Sometimes the Bible in the hand of one man is worse than a whiskey bottle in the hand of another. There are just some kind of men who are so busy worrying about the next world they've never learned to live in this one, and you can look down the street and see the results. They're certainly entitled to think that, and they're entitled to full respect for their opinions. But before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience. As you grow older, you'll see white men cheat black men every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash. There are just some kind of men who are so busy worrying about the next world they've never learned to live in this one, and you can look down the street and see the results. Any writer worth his salt writes to please himself. It's a self-exploratory operation that is endless. An exorcism of not necessarily his demon, but of his divine discontent. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. Who are you to judge the life I live? I know I'm not perfect and I don't live to be, but before you start pointing fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Some people feel the rain. Others just get wet. None but ourselves can free our minds. One love, one heart, one destiny. If she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you're not worthy. Truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just gotta find the ones worth suffering for. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. Love the life you live. Live the life you love. The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively. Better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life. Life is one big road with lots of signs. So when you riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts, put your vision to reality. Wake up and live. The good times of today are the sad thoughts of tomorrow. You say you love rain, but you use an umbrella to walk under it. You say you love sun, but you seek shelter when it is shining. You say you love wind, but when it comes you close your windows. So that's why I'm scared when you say you love me. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I don't stand for black man's side. I don't stand for white man's side. I stand for God's side. The winds that sometimes take something we love are the same that bring us something we learn to love. Therefore we should not cry about something that was taken from us, but, yes, love what we have been given. Because what is really ours is never gone forever. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Live for yourself and you will live in vain. Live for others, and you will live again. Herb is the healing of a nation, alcohol is the destruction. When one door is closed, don't you know that many more are open? Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. It's a metaphor, see? You put the killing thing right between your teeth, but you don't give it the power to do its killing. It always shocked me when I realized that I wasn't the only person in the world who thought and felt such strange and awful things. We're as likely to hurt the universe as we are to help it, and we're not likely to do either. If people could see me the way I see myself, if they could live in my memories, would anyone love me? Before I got here, I thought for a long time that the way out of the labyrinth was to pretend that it did not exist, to build a small, self-sufficient world in the back corner of the endless maze and to pretend that I was not lost, but home. I'm in love with you, and I know that love is just a shout into the void, and that oblivion is inevitable, and that we're all doomed, and that there will come a day when all our labor has been returned to dust, and I know the sun will swallow the only earth we'll ever have, and I am in love with you. I wanted to know that he would be okay if I died. I wanted to not be a grenade, to not be a malevolent force in the lives of people I loved. And I wanted to tell her that the pleasure for me wasn't planning or doing or leaving. The pleasure was in seeing our strings cross and separate and then come back together. Thank you for explaining that my eye cancer isn't going to make me deaf. I feel so fortunate that an intellectual giant like yourself would deign to operate on me. True terror isn't being scared, it's not having a choice on the matter. There was time before organisms experienced consciousness, and there will be time after. And if the inevitability of human oblivion worries you, I encourage you to ignore it. Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. If you end up with a boring, miserable life because you listened to your mom, your dad, your teacher, your priest, or some guy on television telling you how to do your shit, then you deserve it. If you want to get laid, go to college. If you want an education, go to the library. Information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not wisdom. Wisdom is not truth. Truth is not beauty. Beauty is not love. Love is not music. Music is the best. A mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it is not open. Jazz isn't dead. It just smells funny. I never set out to be weird. It was always other people who called me weird. Without music to decorate it, time is just a bunch of boring production deadlines or dates by which bills must be paid. Definition of rock journalism: people who can't write, doing interviews with people who can't think, in order to prepare articles for people who can't read. Interviewer: so Frank, you have long hair. Does that make you a woman? Frank Zappa: you have a wooden leg. Does that make you a table? There is more stupidity than hydrogen in the universe, and it has a longer shelf life. Drop out of school before your mind rots from exposure to our mediocre educational system. Forget about the senior prom and go to the library and educate yourself if you've got any guts. Some of you like pep rallies and plastic robots who tell you what to read. It's better to have something to remember than anything to regret. My best advice to anyone who wants to raise a happy, mentally healthy child is: keep him or her as far away from a church as you can. Art is making something out of nothing, and selling it. Music is the only religion that delivers the goods. There's a big difference between kneeling down and bending over. Communism doesn't work because people like to own stuff. The United States is a nation of laws, badly written and randomly enforced.